Hi everyone, I'm Steve, here again with Jesse Townsend, our personal trainer Jesse Townsend. He's at Parkway Athletic Club right now. You can check them out online and see all the different programs and classes and everything they have at Parkway. You can check them out online. If you have questions, put them in the comment section. If you have topics you want us to cover, we want to know what those are. We're always looking for people's comments on questions that they have. If you want to reach out to me, you can get me at stevemain.com. So welcome, Jesse.
Yeah, it's good to be here, Steve.
Okay, so let's talk about what happens, when people hit a sticking point. You start working out and you're a beginner and you're making you're getting good results, you're making progress. But then something happens and you get stuck, and let's just talk about 3 ways that we can overcome that. A plateau where you get stuck. Now, there's more than 3 ways, but on this little talk, let's just come up with 3. You and I can both probably come up with 10 when you get into diet and all kinds of things. But let's just talk about 3 that just off the top of our heads, it comes up. So what's one for you? One way, if you're stuck, what do you do?
Yeah, I think the first one that comes to mind is one that is it's pretty simple to figure out once you're in an exercise program and you have enough knowledge to do so. Is changing your exercises, right? So try new exercises. I think one of the main things that happens as people, we're creatures of habit. So there's a couple of ways that we get into exercise programs, and it seems that some people tend to have the same workout routine or the same program over and over that they're repeating. And for the common sense side of things, it might tell you that doing the same thing again and again and expecting things to change, it may not work that way, right? So trying new exercises, and that can open up a whole category of new ways to train. Also makes it more exciting. If you're losing a little bit of interest in your workout and you've been doing the same thing over and over, plateaus are defeating as it is, because you're on track trying to obtain goals and make things happen for yourself, and you hit a wall, so to speak. So definitely, like the first one, if you're not doing it or you haven't done it yet in your program, is try new exercises.
Yeah, that's like the first one I would pick too. And let me give an example of that. Let's say you're doing deadlifts, okay, and you're doing a conventional deadlift where your hands, your legs, your knees are about shoulder width apart, maybe a little closer, and your hands are just outside your knees. You could switch to a sumo deadlift where your legs are wider and your arms, your hands are now inside your knees. Just that little change up, and I know you're going to feel that differently. You may be doing the regular deadlifts for months or years. You switch that, boom, you're going to feel something different. You can do it with any muscle group, chest. Maybe you can switch from dumbbells to barbells, or you can do some flies or a different movement, and definitely work. So give me another one. How about number 2?
So the next one is increasing your volume, right? So this is another one that if you're in an exercise program, and you're at a sticking point, and this can kind of apply to every, range or different types or styles of exercise programs. This could obviously apply to calisthenics, right? So if you're working out at home, you don't have a lot of weights to use, this is definitely an easy way to pump up your program and start seeing some more results. So just by simply increasing your volume. So, not necessarily increasing your reps per set, that would be a little bit different, but the volume. So the amount of exercises and or the amount of sets you do in your exercise program that you're currently doing. So, and obviously by adding volume, you may want to add again the new exercises that may go with it. And that's how you can increase volume pretty easy. And on both of these, the one thing I will mention, if it's not coming to top of head already, is is you got to have the knowledge, right, to be able to do these things. And so sometimes, it takes either research, or I'm not sure what, some people have, lots at their disposal as far as what they can, get into for learning processes. Some people don't. Regardless, it takes some time, some energy, into learning these things, obviously. And that's obviously kind of applies to all different workout programs that anybody does.
Yeah, and I think what you're talking about there is add an exercise, add an additional new exercise. You just increased your volume. You might be keeping sets and reps the same for each exercise, but you added a new exercise. Okay, give me one more.
So the next one I'll go with is try a slower rep tempo. So, this is another one that the design of it, obviously, time under tension. We've talked about this before on the cast. So, this is a way that's pretty simple in your exercise program to change what you're doing and change it dynamically, in fact. So, once you slow down that tempo, I will tell you, firsthand from watching people that I coach or train go through it. And then even with myself, if I'm feeling like I've really dominated a lift or an exercise, if whatever weight that is at or whatever reps I'm pushing, so simple just to take and slow my tempo down and, reteach myself that, I still need to go through this exercise some more at this slow tempo and let myself feel, what the weight is doing and the way that my body is moving the weight, especially through the reps or the motions that I'm doing. So yeah, slow your tempo down, take time. Whether it's a couple of seconds of a count, you'd be amazed even if it's just like a 2-second tempo count with no pause at the bottom, no pause at the top, or no pause on the eccentric, or no pause on the concentric on the way up. 2 seconds, 2 slow counts is what I do with people. So 1,000, 2 1,000, and you'll be amazed at how that feels going through the motion of it and how it changes your program.
Yeah, absolutely. Another good one. You can change your concentric contraction or pushing up or extending, and also the eccentric contraction as you're letting the weight down. So 3 good ones. I think we should do this one again because we can do this all day. There's so many different ways, and it's something that people don't implement into their exercise program. Once you get to be an advanced lifter, you kind of do, but even a lot of intermediate lifters just keep doing the same thing and getting a rut. So thanks for your input, Jesse. Jesse's at Parkway Athletic Club. Go check him out. Thanks for being with us, Jesse.
Thanks, Steve.